Different bot for every option. Interesting. Two xy plus y squared 4. Now we move down to the derivative, they say. This should start. As long as you don't forget your rules. The rules and ambitions. Write them down. The more you write them down, better chance you have of remembering it. It's worked so far. X. So should go big plus 2x times 1, which is unnecessary, over dy over dx plus 2y dy over dx equals 0. At least it should. I'm doing it right. And to make it simpler, we'll put it all together. And then we'll start this out, shall we? Two y dy over dx equals 0. Then we shall move it initially by putting this over to the right side. And by this, I mean this. X plus 2y. Yeah, that's a 2. Y over. Wait, it's not supposed to be a 2. I was thinking it. I'm still thinking it. dx minus 2y. Perfect. Two y. Now we might as well continue with having it all be together. Doing that, pull out the little god hand and take out a little piece here. Piece by piece. Disassemble and reassemble. Okay. Reading it would be good too, though. 2x plus 2y. Negative 2y. Perfect. So I have all the space in the world. Might as well just bring it over. Because it means nothing to do it any other way. Or this way, really. dy over dx would then equal negative 2y. 2x plus 2y. Well, twos. Writing 2 with a mouse is not my forte. dy over dx. I'm writing it as well in my notebook so I can view it later, since this is on the computer. 2x plus 2y equals negative 2y. dy over dx equals negative 2xy over 2x. No, wait, xy. Where did that come from? Negative 2y. Get that x out of here. Nobody likes them. Then 2x plus 2y. Perfect. Does not. Okay, get this out of here. I don't want you no more. Shoo, shoo fly. Get out my way. N equal negative 2y. X plus 2y. Okay. Next one. Which will be 3x squared y minus 2y squared equals x. All right, let's begin. Minus 2y squared equals x. Okay. Let's start with the first, shall we? Fix this though. Put it in the proper place. 3x squared y minus 2y squared. Alright. It's a number, if you believe me. 3. That's not 3, actually. There's a squared up here. It's x y plus 3x squared times 1 times, oh, for that part, so dy over dx. Minus 4y over dx. And then again, we'll put it all together. 6xy plus 3x squared dy over dx minus 4y dy over dx equals 1 equals 1. Perfect. X squared, 6x times y plus 3x squared times 1 dy dx minus 4y equals 1. All right. Now that's written down into the notebook. Start moving stuff around. Minus dy dx equals 1 minus 6xy. And then, just like the last one, we'll start pulling out the pieces. Okay, y dx 3x squared minus 4y xy, which leads it to be a pretty basic thing to move then. X squared times dy over dx minus 4y. I forgot to write that part in my note. Dx over dy next to that 4y. Dy over dx, that's better. Equals 1 minus 6xy. X squared minus 4y equals what I have written down right on there. And then it will continue into the dy over dx equals 1 minus 6xy over the other part of the equation, of course. Minus 4y, just as it happens. All right. So that leaves up to the next one, shall it? Unsatisfied. Good enough. I like the circle. That's better. Okay. So let me write down the answer to number 7. Dy over dx equals 1 minus 6xy over 3x squared minus 4y. And now, just to save myself on some hand cramps, I'm going to do it just a little differently this next time. So number 8. X squared y squared plus 3x equals 7. Squared y squared 3x, that's a 3, equals 7. Alright. Let's start. Perhaps. We'll do it like this too. The difference between the first equation and the actual pieces to it. Okay. Well, we'll start with piece 1. Squared plus x squared 2y 2y x dy. Okay, plus 3 equals 0. Perfect. Piece 1. Oops. And this was piece 3. This is piece 3. Which is that. And now we'll put it together. Put all this together here. 2xy squared plus x squared 2y dx over dy. I said I was going to do it a little differently. I'm a liar. Made a liar of myself. I can fix that. Y. Okay. Y prime. Plus 3 equals 0. Suppose I could have done that in one step. Oh well. It's fine. I have all the space in the world. Write it on my notebook, shall we? X squared y squared plus 3x equals 7. 2x times y squared plus x squared times 2y times y prime plus 3 equals 0. Put it all together. 2x y squared plus x squared 2y times y prime plus 3. Perfect. Written down. Saved for later. Notebook, we'll remember that. And now we'll start moving the pieces. Yeah, I got distracted. Okay. 2x. Yeah, only one y that we found the derivative of, so 2x y squared plus x squared 2y times y prime equals -3. Now the funny part is, I don't have what I need to have, which is interesting. Well, as it happens. Sorry, replying to other people as well. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Where was I? Ah, yes. This. So what do I do with this? I suppose, in theory... Suppose, in theory... So, I mean, you could pull out a 2, right? And then pull out an X, and pull out a Y. Because, I mean, realistically, everything here is 2... Oops. Everything here is 2 times x times y squared plus x squared times 2 times y prime. So, take out a 2. Oops. Take out a 2. Take out an x. Take out a y. Yes. Which leaves y plus x prime. At least that's how it looks to me. If I did that as in y plus x y prime, or derivative, or whatever, rather, equals -3. So -3 over 2xy question is, and I suppose if I did, now that this is looking like this, what, minus y? Bx y prime equals -3 to xy minus y, which leaves x, which feels wrong. This feels incredibly wrong. I suppose, rather, is what? That would be 3 minus y. That's not a y. 3 minus y for 2x y, which is kind of, you know, over 1. It then be times x over 1. Would then be 3 minus y, 2x squared y. Correct? Yes, maybe. Either that, or I suppose, since this is technically under that, mark those off. Okay, or mark these off. B3 minus y over 2y. Those are very different answers. Let's go back a little bit. That is as far back as I can go. Fair enough. I mean, if that's the best way to do that. I mean, in the end. Yeah. Why did I do it like this? Okay, I'm going further back. Get out of here. I think I found my problem. Well, you can actually keep some of that. Keep that line there. Alright, move this. Move this as well. Get out of here. Move you as well. Oh, I don't need the line anymore anyways. I think I found my problem. I put it all into parentheses, which did nothing but mess me up. Because from this point, this is this plus that. So, x squared 2y y prime equals negative 3. Fine, negative 3, this is fine. Minus 2x y squared. Then we will take this section right here. Squared 2y would then be y prime equals negative 3 minus 2xy squared over x squared 2y. Yeah, that looks better. I like that a lot better. Now, as for my notebook, I stopped kind of midway up here. 2x y squared plus x squared 2y y prime equals negative 3. X squared 2y y prime negative 3 2x y squared, not over 2x y squared, minus 2xy squared, and then y prime over negative 3 minus 2x y squared, and then that's over x squared 2y. How delightful. Intriguing. Perplexing due to my own error. 7. With all that being as it is, I think I'd rather write with the other color, so we will do, what was that, 8? 9. Good enough. 9. Square root of xy minus y equals 3x squared. xy minus y equals 3x squared. Let's begin. We'll start with the simple stuff. As in rewriting the problem. Perfect. Now, due to tips and tricks from the professor, mentioned it would be easier to end up doing it this way. That's a 3. Distributing the power instead of going one of the other rules, which is interesting, I thought. So, might as well. It's been a lot longer than I have. Makes less mistakes too, he says. Now we'll start with the derivatives. y1/2 times y1/2 plus x1/2 times... I guess, actually, these would exist, won't they? Y power of -1/2. And then now we get the derivative of y. That's an x. X. Perfect. Minus 1 y dx equals 6x. That's it for that side. 1/2 x to the -1/2 times y1/2 plus x1/2 times 1/2 times y to the -1/2 times y prime, which is also dy over dx, written it that way so I can try and remember them both. Should have written y prime, try and remember it that way as well. Minus 1 times y prime equals 6x. Now we put it all together. Squish it back into one big ol' sandwich. Why not? Well, also because I have to. Step by step. Hopefully make the least amount of problems. By that, I mean for me. I'm already doing the problems. Okay, next. We have 1 section, 2 section, technically 3 section, I suppose. But that doesn't mean we have to do it all in any particular order. I will do it in this order. Half y -1/2 y prime minus y prime equals 6x minus 1/2 x -1/2 y 1/2 y y f. See that? Okay. What am I looking at here? Y prime and y prime. And this tomfoolery. I will start with y prime. It's 1/2 times 1/2 y negative 1/2. Times y prime equals all that up there. Let's write it on the notebook. Maybe help make sure I got it right. 1/2 x negative 1/2 times y 1/2 is x 1/2 times 1/2 times negative or times y power negative 1/2 times y prime minus y prime. I'm gonna take over the one section I can. Makes x 1/2 times 1/2 y to the negative half power times y prime equals 6x blah blah blah. 6x minus half x minus 1/2 times y 1/2. Yes, y prime x half 1/2 y negative 1/2 or 6x minus 1/2 x minus 1/2 y 1/2. Perfect. I'm running out of steam being awake today. I forgot to write down the answer for number 8. Let me write that down real quick. Y prime equals the negative 3 to xy squared over x squared to y. Okay, now number 9. Let's finish this. X minus 1/2 x 1/2 y to the 1/2 over x 1/2 1/2 the y 1/2. I said simplify when it was simple and easy. Well, what do we got here? Hang on a second, one of these is supposed to be negative. Like this. And thus we take the inverse of the negative powers. 6x minus 1/2 y but x times that 1/2. should suffice, I think. Y prime 6x minus 1/2 x negative 1/2 y half all over x 1/2 times the 1/2 y negative 1/2, which then in theory could perchance per maybe equal 6x minus 1/2 y over 1/2 x. As long as it's right, then delicious. Ah, I don't know. It's math. I'm getting tired. Ten square root xy squared minus x equals 2. Oops. Broken. X, y squared. Squared. Minus x equals 2. Again, do the method is recommended. Rewriting it all out, x 1/2 y minus x equals perfect. Thus, let's begin. 1/2 x negative 1/2 times y let's do this, times y minus x equals 2. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. I don't know why I did that. Oh well. Keep it as it is, I suppose. Okay, now I'm starting to do the derivative. I did that all wrong. That's y plus x 1/2 times 1 as y is to the first power times y prime minus 1 equals 0. Okay, this should be pretty easy to put together. Half x negative half negative f y plus x 1/2 y prime equals 1. Perfect. Do it this again, shall we? Are we? That's the one I was looking for. Wow. Shut the big baby. If anyone knows that reference. Anywho. Yeah. Distracted. X to the power 1/2 times y prime with the largest equal sign in the universe equals 1 minus 1/2 x negative 1/2 y, thus equaling y prime equals 1 minus 1/2 x 1/2 y all over x to the 1/2. I don't like some of these 2's. Apparently I didn't like any of the 2's. Good enough. Okay. So then I shall write it down on my handy dandy notebook. If anybody knows that reference. Perfect. Okay, so x 1/2 y to the power of 1, which is what it is, minus x equals 2. Now the derivatives of 1/2 x times y minus plus, my apologies, plus x 1/2 times 1 times y prime minus 1 equals 0. Going then into 1 equals 1/2 xy plus x 1/2 y prime, all concluding to x 1/2 y prime equals 1 minus half x y. Oops. All over or all ending up being over as in y prime equals 1 minus half xy over x half, the power of 1/2. To the power of 1/2. Okie dokie, now to write the answer on my handy dandy homework. That does not have the same ring to it, I'd say. Y prime equals 1 minus half xy over x 1/2. Perfect. More concise and less concise all at the same time. Okay. Starting to dip down a little bit because you're starting to dip up. Get into double digits. 11. Oh, here we go. 6x. This is where it gets exciting. Okay. Can't write anymore. It's fine. Could never write well with the mouse. Well, I couldn't write well in general. Chicken scratch for life, baby. Minus y plus y. Goodness. Oh wait, that's 12. I don't want that. 11. 4y cubed minus y equals 2x plus 7. Okay. Nothing to really rewrite here. I'll just get it started in my notebook. 6x cubed minus 4y cubed minus y equals 2x plus 7. Indeed. Alright. Let's begin. Starting with derivatives, it looks like this is what this one will be. So that would be 6 times 3, which would be 6, 12, 18, as it happens. 18x squared minus 4 times 3 y squared times y prime minus 1 times y prime. Now the other side, which would be 2 plus 0, which is 2. Alright, so that's y prime and y prime, and 18x. So we'll start with that. So negative 12, I almost said 1/2. Again, there was a lot of those. Y prime minus 1 times y prime equals 2 minus 18x squared. Perfect. Better. Alright. 18x squared minus 12y squared minus y. Oh, I forgot y prime. Y prime minus y, which isn't y, but 1, That's it. 1 times y prime equals 2. And the next step, starting to move the pieces of the puzzle together. Making sure they fit just like they are supposed to. Negative 12y squared times y prime minus 1 times y prime equals 2 times nothing, as it is 2 minus 18x squared. Perfect. Step. Yes, it is. Guess I'll just combine these two. No point to rewrite it all just for that. Minus y prime. Okay. Which here I can still do this. Now, which will be this. Y prime times negative 12y squared. Y prime equals 2 minus 18x squared all over negative 12y squared. Perfect. One wasn't too bad, I would say. Not too bad at all. Y prime negative 12y squared equals 2 minus 18x squared, so y prime equals 2 minus 18x squared minus 12y squared. Awesome. Perfect. Now 12. 12 will be next. Y prime equals 2 minus 18x squared over negative 12x, that's a y, squared. Now, thus, we do 12, which is a very fun number, or rather equation. What is it? Implicit differentiation equation, which will be on 12 is 5 yes x. I wrote many 5s. Interesting. Y squared plus x squared y minus y squared plus y equals very fun and rather long equals 3. All right. Let's begin, shall we? Derivative of 5 is 0, so we can honestly just forgo that. And this... Alright. Break it down. 1 section. 2 section. 3 section. 4. 5. 6. Wow, I got a lot of pieces to this puzzle. I prefer the puzzles I can move with my hands. 3D, if you will. Anywho, step by step. That's not true. Algebra's okay. Don't care much for trig, though. 0 equals start of this, which is 1 times y squared plus x times y to y prime plus 2x. My fault. I need to fix a issue. 2y. Perfect. Times y prime. No? Wait. There's not supposed to be a squared there. Yes, there is. Wait. What I messed up on was... Never mind, I didn't. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I think I only thought I messed up because I looked at this one. Which I did not. No errors. Hopefully anymore. We'll see. There's a few more problems. 2x times y plus squared times 1 times y prime minus 2y times y prime plus 1 times y prime, all into a very concise equals 3. Yay. Okay. 0, and move that out. Start by putting these together. That'll come down to equal negative y squared plus x 2y y prime. Next one here, which will be, oops, plus 2xy plus x squared y prime. Next one will be minus 2y y prime plus y prime equals 3. Now let's start with piece by piece. This here can be brought over, plus 2y minus x 2y. Nope, that one's got a y prime in it. Gotta save it for later. This one, on the other hand, 2xy can go. Everything else has a y prime. That's not a y prime. But boy, did I mark it. Y prime, y prime, y prime, y prime. I'll bring this over then, so x 2y y prime plus x squared y prime minus 2y y prime plus y prime equals 3 plus y squared minus 2xy. That then leaves y prime in everything. Gives me access to the whole thing, which will be y prime x 2y plus x squared minus 2y equals blah blah blah, which will then be y prime equal, apparently. That's coding. I'm not doing that right now. This will be 3 plus y squared minus 2xy x 2y plus x squared 2y. It'll be that all over that. I think that's about all the simplifying I'll be doing for that one. I didn't even write this one down in my notebook. Ugh. Okay, 12. 5 minus xy squared plus x squared y minus y squared minus y plus y. I mean, my apologies. minus y squared plus y equals 3. I'll just go through it all real quick. So negative y squared times xy prime. That's not right. That was x times 2y times y prime plus 2x y plus x squared. This one is just times y prime. Just string along the sentence or the word just because. Where was I? Y prime, x squared y prime minus 2y y prime plus y prime equals 3. Squish it all back together to make it a little bit simpler. Negative y squared plus x 2y y prime plus 2xy plus x squared y prime minus 2y y prime plus y prime equals 3. That's a lot of prime. Okay, I'll start moving everything over like I did previously, which left me x squared. That's not a squared. That's an x 2y y prime plus x squared y minus 2y y prime plus y prime, here we go again, equals 3 plus y squared minus 2xy all over that thing over there, which I haven't gotten to that section yet, so all over blah blah blah, whatever comes next. Y prime equals x 2y plus x squared minus 2y, which equals what you need it to equal, so y prime equals the 3 plus y squared minus 2xy all over x squared y plus x squared minus 2y. Delightful. Aren't we having a thrilling time yet? Aren't you just shaking in your boots with excitement? I know I am. Oh. Maybe it's not excitement. Y prime, write it down in my handy dandy group work is what it's called for some reason, because we can work on it in a group, I suppose, every once in a while. 3 plus y squared minus 2xy all over x squared y plus x squared 2y minus 2y. Oops, almost missed that. That would have been points. Three plus y squared minus 2xy. X. Ooh, that's not squared, that's 2y. I've done it again. 2y plus x squared minus 2y. Yep, gotta make sure you write that down right. Next for that. I got that one compared to the rest. Oh boy. Thirteen. 13. Unlucky, lucky number 13. X squared y cubed. Oh, that's not cubed. Negative 6x. By negative, I mean minus 6x equals y. Here's what it looks like. X squared. Oop, x squared. Y. Whole thing is cubed. Minus 6 x equals y. Oop. Thus, continuing on the same tips and tricks as before, we'll take this x, make this a 6 times y cubed, thus then minus 6. Once it's a satisfying 6, x, oh my god, equals y. Okay. Now we'll go again with... Problem is remembering what they're called. That's the hardest part. Like I've written up here. F prime G plus F. It looks better when I write it on paper like that. It's a little more efficient, which is why I do it, I think. Maybe perhaps I just... maybe. Either way, F prime times G plus F times G prime, which is product rule, I think, if I remember right. Then I believe... Gotta look these up again. God dang. Q... I'll just do it like this. Perfect. Oop. Product rule, I believe quotient rule is the other one. G minus F G prime all over G squared. Luckily we haven't gotten into that yet. Also luckily we haven't gotten into Lin yet. And these as well. It just creates a little extra work. Was it Lin B equals BX equals BX times ln of B of good enough. I'm pretty sure there was also a thing I'd seen where it was like BX times ln B times B prime in this scenario. I think the letter we used was U. But same extenuating circumstances. I think he actually had written down say, where is it? Yes, he had written down this. So it was, of course, you know, oops, D or D X, the whole formula shtick, then U equals U. Maybe I'm thinking a log. Either way, U prime over U, because I guess, yeah, no, that's right. Ln is technically 1 over, no, what am I thinking? That is something else. It looks like it's time for a review. So ln is the U prime over, yeah, no, because it is 1 over B times B prime, which ends up making it 1 over B times b prime pretty much over 1. Which in theory turns to b prime over b, or u, or whatever the heck you want to use. Whatever the heck you want to use. What I'm thinking of... Yes. What I'm thinking of is this. D over dx with a variable power. It should be AU times ln U, oops, then A times U prime. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, back to the task on hand. 13. Unlucky number 13. Let's get started. Let's begin. Power rule. Product rule is the right one, which includes power rule. Product rule. X to the 5th times y cubed plus x6 times 3y squared plus times y prime minus 6 equals 1. At least this section will be simple and easy. 6x 5th y cubed plus x 6 that one's not too bad. 3y y prime equals 7. Now, this looks like about exactly as what we've done before. We'll start with this section here. To make it a little easier, we'll start with this section here. That will be thus 8 to the 6th power 3 times y prime equals 7 minus 6x 5th times y cubed. And then ending off pretty simply like the other ones. Well, maybe ending off, we'll see. Yeah, no, that should be ending off. Ending off in 7 minus 6x5 times y3 all over 3. That was a good 3 too, shame. x6 3y all equaling that. Then writing it down in my handy dandy notebook. Alright, Blue, what are the clues? Maybe it's mail time. I think I remember what that's from now. Favorite childhood TV show. Okay, wait. Yes. So 6x5 times y3 all plus x6 3y y prime minus 6 equals 1. Then being x6, 3y, y prime equals 7 minus 6x fifth y cubed, thus equaling y prime equals 7 minus 6x 5 y 3 all over x 6 3y. It sends shivers through my timbers. So y prime 7 minus 6x5 y3 all over x6 3y. Oh. Look at these scribbles. Guess I'll start on the second part. 13. 14. Good. Good. This one's different. Who doesn't like a little bit of variance? Write it down. 14 in my handy dandy notebook here. I'll leave it a surprise. Alright. That's right. Cosine x y equals 10. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this right. Of course, we still start as product rule, fun stuff. G prime. What? Only when it comes down to it, which will be cosine f prime of cosine will be negative. Writing words is way worse than writing numbers. Sine x y. Thus being now times x y, because that is the g in the situation, plus cosine x y times the derivative of xy. Do the product rule, they're times each other. Yeah. I'm already doing the product rule. It's the product rule. How dubious. Looks like that's probably the case, however, so let's do that, shall we? Then f times g prime, which will be 1 times y plus x times y prime. Pretty standard. If I remember right, I think that's what I think he went over this one a little bit. And generally, And generally, he was saying D, raise it up for this so I can come back to a D over dx xy equals 1y plus x dy over d. That just, that generally devolves into that. That note, I'm going to go back to doing what I was going to do, which is exactly that. Equals 0. Now we squish it together. Negative y sine x y plus this, of course, would be y, and this would be x y prime plus y plus x y prime times cosine of x and y. Equals 0. Perfect. What am I doing again? Y plus x, y prime. Almost forgot that. X, y prime. Or x, yeah, y prime. Times cosine x, y. Equals x, y sine. Very good one. Yeah, x, y. Then this will be is this really how it went? X, wait. Wait a second. I call for a recount. Cosine negative sine y. That's the problem. Oh, I see now. I see. This is one of the ones he went over due to it being one we hadn't learned about in class prior. So what that'll mean is cosine xy equals 10. We'll then continue into sine xy y plus x y prime. what I did was the wrong thing. I left G as its own thing and then solved, or did the product rule for G. That is not what you do. So then on that point, he was also mentioning how it ends up being easier to take this and divvying it out to the inside of the parentheses. Would then give you negative y sine x y minus x y prime times sine x y. And then there's this. Ow. Oh. Oh. Crack. Oh. I felt that one. Yeah, so on that note, don't do that. That messed me up last time, and I just did that just because. This is the one with x, y prime, so we can take all of this that is equal to 0 and move it over. Negative x, y prime sine x, y equals positive, I don't need to write that, sine y sine x, y. And to make this look a little bit better, we could rewrite this as negative x sine x, y times y prime. No easierly is not really the word. No easier. No more easily. That sounds right. That sounds good. Oh, you can divide it by. So y prime equals y sine x, y all over negative x sine xy, which can be crossed out, which is variable into negative yx. That one looks like a mess. Well, time to move on, forget about it. Oh, come on. Good enough. That one's not too bad. I already have that somewhere else in my notes, so I'll just write 15 next to it. Which will be sine of y cubed equals 3x squared. Three x squared. Okie dokie. Well, start like we did with the last one here. Cosine y cubed times y cubed, yes. Right? Wait. Did I do it like that before? No, that's what it was written down. But it's f prime times g plus because fg, it's f prime times g plus f times g prime, which you think would then equal into that, yes. Cosine, oops, cosine of y cubed cosine of y cubed times y cubed plus sine of y cubed times 3y must have cancelled out. That'd be the only reason. Maybe I didn't write a step. Anywho, 3y squared times y prime. I suppose maybe anywho, what we did last time is we took this, we did this. I mean, this would be 3y squared sine y cubed y prime y cubed plus 3y squared sine y cubed times y prime. I did that. I then put this in here. Created the last one. That would equal y cubed cosine y prime plus 3y squared cosine y cubed, if that's what you want to call it, cubed times sine y cubed is y prime. Perhaps. I'll just now put these over here. See how it goes. All equals 3x2, by the way. Equals 3x squared, which would end up equaling 6x. So I'll start with that. 6x equals not really anything you put together. Minus y cubed cosine y cubed, thus equaling 3y squared. I don't know if I have enough space if I start that close. 3y squared cosine, closer, cosine cubed times sine y cubed times y prime, then equal y prime equaling 6x y cubed cosine y cubed again, all over 3y squared cosine y cubed sine y cubed. Interesting. Now, normally I would like take out this cosine, right? But that's 6x minus y cubed makes it a whole thing in of itself. So thus, alas, I cannot. We'll see if that one is accurately right or not. This one. This is 15. Derivative of f, which is cosine y cubed times y cubed plus sine y cubed times 3y squared times y prime equals 6x. I make the mistake again. I mean, if I do it like this, yeah, why did I do it like that? Gross. Starting over. So sine y cubed equals 3x squared. 3x squared. Which, going back through right, it gives you the y3 cosine y cubed y squared sine y cubed y prime. See, last time, instead of putting these together, squishing it back like I did before, I took it and distributed it to the y cubed plus sine, which gave me this whole string of something or another. And all came together into this big old mess. So instead of doing that, I squished it together this time. Looks a lot nicer to deal with. 3 squared sine y cubed y1 6x minus y cubed cosine y squared. Thus, all over what it needs to be. Y prime equals 6x y cubed cosine y cubed all over 3y squared sine y cubed. That's it. That's it for that. However, it needs to be a minus. It is a lot of y's. You mentioned too, you know, if you have like the same, say if you have like same thing by same on the same variable in everything, you can like this is squared cubed. This is, I'll just do that as 1. 2. That looks better. Cubed, you can just take one out. 6x plus 8x cubed all over, 2. So, anywho, that was unnecessary information, but it's out there now. Gone and forever. Anywho, 15 equals 6 x minus y cubed cosine y squared sine x cubed. I hope I get that one right. It seems like this is probably the right way. It's not 10 extra steps. Which gives me a good, better mode of confidence. Mode of confidence. Alright. Off center. Eight more to go. Bleh. All right. 9 squared y minus sine y equals 5x. 5x. Which thus can then equal 2 sine y minus 2, bring down the 2, then equal 2 cosine of y minus cosine of y. Wait a second. Ah. Wow. How does a now hang one dog on diggity dog second. How do I get y prime out of this? How do I squeeze y prime out of this equation? The only thing I can think of is still treating this as separate. Maybe mostly this one, really. If I did that, and I didn't do this, it would be cosine y squared which would be that. And that would give that as a y squared, which makes it more of a function. I guess y1 is still a function though, so. So I'll keep that, however. I guess this would be times y plus sine y times 1 times y prime minus nearly the same. I mean, that would be cosine y so that would be cosine y times 1 times y prime. Which would then make 2y cosine y plus this whole bunch. But these both have y prime, so I can take this out. Keep that as 5. And then make this a big ol' 5. Top heavy 5. Small late 5, flat 5, janky 5, Z. Backwards. Oh, come on. I guess that one's not much different, is it? It's an S. Alright. Elvis 5 will have to do it. Minus 2y. Cosine y. Which then leaves y prime. If you take it out of this, then leaves sine y minus cosine y. I will have to be right back. Give me 1 second here. Any second. Now. What am I looking for? Ooh. I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for. Perhaps maybe if I do this. Then now you perfect. Perhaps somewhere around the center would be good. Perfect. Just like that. And I'm back. Time for a change of pace. Sure, we'll see how that goes. Where was I? 16? Was I done with 16? I don't look like I'm done with 16. I look like I'm almost done with 16. Y prime equals 5 minus 2y cosine y all over these guys. Yeah. Neat. I hadn't even written it down yet on my notebook. 16. Might as well, though, while I'm here. 9 squared y plus y equals 5x. 2 cosine y. Y plus 9 y times y prime cosine times y prime equals 5. You know, he mentioned that they would all look pretty ugly, and it'd make you doubt if you're doing it right. He was right. They all end up looking pretty ugly. I wanted to change a pace, but I didn't want to, like, be put on my toes. I feel like I'm watching some kind of horror action movie. But you in suspense, but there's nothing to ease your suspense. Let's do this. Well, now this might put me to sleep. Where was I? 17. I see. I think I've done some of them wrong, actually. That's unfortunate. 14, I went that, and that's why I messed up then. This, just that. If I took all that and brought it down. Okay. So instead of all of the crap that I did, this is the only crap that I needed. Blech. 3y2 cosine y cubed y prime would then equal y prime equals 6x yes, 3y squared cosine y cubed. That's it. That's all it was. Which I suppose that could be simplified a little bit into 2x y squared cosine y cubed. Neat. Well, I will now go back and fix this. This is 15. Fix what I wrote down on my papers. Purple. I need this notebook. And 15. Which is entirely wrong. Should have gone back and looked at the chain rule before I kept going. I had some doubts. Turns out those doubts were valid, and me not going back was a complete waste of my time. Which is ironic, because I didn't even do it. You know, this is a stream. Nobody's ever gonna come back to like rewatch something like this. Perhaps I should just play Spotify. Loud. This is fine. Nobody's gonna come back to watch this. But I guess maybe I'll see if it gets striked on YouTube. That'll be the biggest thing, I guess. But I needed something with more substance. Substance. Right. On that note, 15. 14. She did in class, and then this is 13. Which shouldn't be a problem because I didn't really use the chain rule. 16. Perhaps that one I should look at again then as well. Okie dokie. Instead of all this, whatnots, bring it down. Sine squared y minus sine of y equals 5x. Okay. Do this again. This comes down like it did before. Then square root derivative of y1, and then it would be y prime minus. So again, oh, I forgot something very important. Thing I should fix. Derivative of sine is not sine, it's cosine. Minus cosine y1 y prime equals 5. Okay. This in turn would be 2 sine y prime minus sine y prime. I can pull y prime out like that. Cosine minus cosine. Alright, perfect. In the end, b prime equals 5 over 2 cosine y minus cosine y. Neat. Which is very different from what I had before. Okay. The other side. Just writing it in my handy dandy notebook real quick before moving on to the next one. Perfect. Sign Y, fix it in my homework paper. Y prime equals 5 over 2 cosine Y minus cosine Y. Okay. Now it's 17's turn. Now that I've gotten that all straightened out. Okay. Negative sine x squared times 2x plus cosine y squared y squared, kind of. Good enough. At least it doesn't look like a 1 or anything like that. Times 2y and y prime. Equals 1. Okay, perfect. I will put it all together as well. 2x sine x squared, perfect, plus 2y cosine x, that's not an x, it's a y.
Saving about $900 is so easy. You could do it between sets. Now dig deep.
It feels good to make gains. It feels good to Geico.
Y squared, y prime. Makes this easy is we can absolutely just take this, move it over, squared, prime, equals 1 minus 2x.
A bandwagon fan. The biggest insult in sports. But this summer, during the FIFA World Cup,
Sine x squared. Perfect.
Never watched soccer before? Perfect. Think a corner kick is a karate move? Sure, why not?
And then there are the ads, though. Didn't think about the ads. Got more of those. It feels like
So grab a bag of Lay's and jump
always more ads. Everywhere you go.
the official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
2026. To y cosine y squared. And perhaps but that's fine. And then that's it. Sure, that's it. Yes. Alright, write that down there. I just gotta write the answer in. Okay. Okay. 18, here we come. Getting into tangents now. Spicy. Spicy, spicy.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
So in turn, derivative of all of this.
Cut my life into pieces. I reach my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Do you even care if
2.
would it be wrong? Would it be right?
Those are times each other, so 2 times y plus 2x times 1 times y prime. Perfect, I think. Tan y minus this bit here. 2x, derivative is 2 times y, plus 2x times the derivative of y. Perfect. Now we squish it together. Y prime minus 2 2y plus 2x y prime. What I can do is I can take this out of here. That's a 2. Yeah, that didn't help. That didn't help at all. That's a 2. Oh, that's nice. Compared to what it was. Secant squared y, kind of. y prime plus 2x y prime equals 4 plus 2y. Awesome. And then I can pull out a y prime. Oops. Alright. I'll take it. Plus 2x. X. Perfect. I tried. That one looked nice and fancy. Almost like I planned for it. Did not do it again. Not really. Plus secant squared y plus 2x. There's really nothing to, oop. Interesting. And there's really nothing to simplify from here. So, alright. N squared y minus 2xy. 2xy equals 4x. Secant squared, not x, secant squared y.
Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport
Times the derivative of y.
There are drivers in your area.
2y minus 2y plus 2x.
Terms and conditions apply.
Y prime equals 4.
Hey, Missouri. There are exciting things happening at your local CVS. That's right. It's extra.
Y prime
Discover twice as many deals throughout the
minus
store. Get instant summer savings with
nothing
extra
here.
hundreds of products.
Minus nothing
Don't
here.
believe it, but hurry. These
Plus
extra
2x
essential
y
items.
prime equals
Extra
4
carrots
minus
save at CVS.
the whole shebang. That's plus. That's a plus 2y. Yeah.
Visit your local
Make sure I read it.
CVS
I wrote it
store or
correct up there as well.
Extra big deals for this week's deals.
Make sure it's written all proper like. Jesus. Where was I? Ah, yes. Y prime. Secant squared y. 2x. I just gotta write it on my paper. So 19, is it?
Nothing came easy for me, no matter how hard I believed. Never did fit in the mold. It's not gonna work, I've been told. I'm just too stubborn, I guess.
Close enough,
Maybe it's all
I guess.
heart beating out of my chest. No is a word that I will not accept. They say I should go home.
2x. Let's see here. Minus y. Cosine. 2x plus y squared equals 4. Now we take the derivative of all of this, shall we? 2x is 2 minus y derivative is 1. Y prime. Cosine is negative sine 2x. Add 2x plus 2y y prime equals 0. Really need to worry about that because it's 0. Push it all together. 2 plus prime minus. Oh, wrong kind of squish. Come on now. A little better than that. Good enough. That's not. Perfect. Two y prime equals the 0. This is prime. This is prime. This is not. I'll take this out, and I can take this out, which would leave negative y prime. Plus 2y pi. Make it. I already put minus, so minus 2 plus sine 2x. Perfect, don't act like that. Anywho, yeah. Y prime negative 1 plus 2y, which will make y prime equals big plus 2x all over negative 1 2y plus 2y. that. As a matter of fact, don't act that. It's 2y. Now I'll write the stuff in the paper. This is 19. And 19 is right here. Y prime minus sine 2x plus 2y. Act like that. 2 minus y prime 2x plus 2y y prime. Thus then equals -2 plus sine 2x all over -1 over plus 2y. That's the one, I'd say.
And now for a quick pump-up speech between your
But all the work that has
Listen up.
been done, I guess.
Dally, you're here to make this gym your gym, to make treadmills tremble, strike
Oh.
to the hearts of dumbbells, to engage
Got a half hour again already.
buys and your tries. And while you're flexing your quads, you could be flexing your savings by
This is where I'm spending all my time.
It's so easy. You could do it between
Well,
sets.
soon. I'm getting close to being done.
It feels good to make gains.
Plenty.
To Geico.
You know the sound. Another itchy dog scratching for relief. With Apoquel, the fast-acting treat-like chewable for allergic itch that's been prescribed to over 15 million dogs, things can sound a lot more like...
Alright, we're doing one of these again.
Ask your vet for Apoquel Chewable.
May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations, serious infections, or pre-existing cancers. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs under 12 months of age with serious infections or in breeding, pregnant, or lactating dogs.
Be secant.
ApoquelDogs.com for full
X,
prescribing information.
Y
Summer's heating up. Good thing Sonic
equals
Refreshers help
4x.
frozen. Blended icy cold with real fruit and green tea.
So it
They're
starts
the coolest
with
way to refresh this summer. Try them in
the
4 delicious frozen flavors. Strawberry passion.
Derivative. That's the word I was looking for.
Or berry citrus.
Thanks,
Sugar?
paper.
Found parking
Of secant,
Sip to that.
which is
Frozen Sonic Refreshers. Live free, eat Sonic.
secant
Approximately 45 milligrams of caffeine. Limited time.
x, y, and x, y. So now be this whole shtick, which will be what that thing was before. Y plus x, y prime. Yeah, that seems right. It'll be x, which is 1 times y, and then x times 1, which is x times y prime. Sounds good to me. And now we take it and put them in. By int x, y, and x, y, plus x. Copy and paste, please. Secant x, y, tangent x, y. Y prime equals 4x, which would equal 4. Alright. Well, This does not have any primes, so I'll take that over. Which will leave me x secant xy, tangent xy, y prime equals 4 minus secant xy, tangent xy. Then leaves in the final total 4 minus y secant x. That's not secant, that's c, which I cannot. Get it? C can't? Ah. Yes. Right. Secant y. Y. Perfect. Okay. Just gotta do that all over again, except write it in my notebook so I can review it later if I must. Thrilling.
heating up. Good thing Sonic.
Alright, that's written down now, I guess.
Real fruit and green tea. They're the coolest
Oh.
way to refresh this summer.
Yeah.
Try them in 4 delicious frozen flavors: strawberry passion fruit, watermelon peach, mango peach, or berry citrus. You deserve it. Found parking in the shade? Sip to that with new frozen Sonic refreshers. Live free, eat Sonic.
Each refresher contains approximately 45 milligrams of caffeine. Limited time offer at participating Sonic drive-ins.
You know the sound. Another itchy dog scratching for relief. With Apoquel, the fast-acting treat like chewable for allergic.
I was about to say, like, I don't know this song at all.
Dogs, things can sound a lot
I forgot. There's like 12 ads every time they pop up ads.
for Apoquel chewable.
May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations, serious infections, or pre-existing cancers. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs under 12 months of age with serious infections or in breeding, pregnant, or lactating dogs. Visit apoqueldogs.com for full prescribing information.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
I heard he got you a penthouse on the west side. When will he learn that you're afraid of heights? And heard he got you a new Benz with the white wheels. When will he learn that you like to tandem bike? And I hate that I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you with a blindfold, figure you out. I might hold you with my hands tight, show you how the right kind of figure you out. No, 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 no. I heard he got you some new friends with some big dreams. When will he learn that you already got your own? Oh, I heard he got you the front row at the rap show. When will he learn that you like the Rolling Stones? And I've been thinking of all the little things that you've been missing. When will you love? I could love you with my eyes closed, kiss you in a blindfold, figure you out.
this one will be extremely fun. That's what somebody would say. Seriously? It forces you to watch a video too? That's messed up.
$4 chicken sandwich.
Much of looking at anything. God dang.
Only at 7-Eleven.
This is incredible. Oh, it's
Oh, I can. Perfect. I can minimize it. I have the option.
It's gonna fit.
Because there are large antiques in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto and pick up the real victory. Savings.
Are you talking about bowling?
No, bundling, Jan. Bundle.
Bundle and save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Okay, you got this. It's just
What
a
I said.
laxative. How scary
Almost.
could it be? You can do hard things.
Honey, relax. It's Miralax. It works with the water in your body to hydrate and soften for gentle relief.
Relax. It's Miralax.
I don't give a fuck what you think about it. I just as well kill you today.
Right. Ugh. I had a hard time thinking. Oh yeah, makes sense.
I really hate the way I look. Invert the camera, turn the beauty filter up. If they don't see me how I see me, that's enough. I fall in love with the person that's not really me. The real me hates me, the real me ain't me. The real me hates me, I'm my worst enemy. The real me hates me, the real me ain't me. The real me hates me, I'm my worst enemy.
Yo, can you come take a picture? Yeah. Wait, make sure you get the right angles.
There's always bags under my eyes. No matter what I do, I always see those lines. But I can fix it with the filter online. So who am I? Am I alive? Something that I made up in my
Oh, wait, I needed that. Come back.
mirror. I see a face full of fear, 'cause it's not the person with clear skin. No, not the person they see when I go and edit my post. I'm losing all self-control. The person I used to know is turning into a ghost. So who am I? The real me hates me. The real me ain't me. The real me hates me. I'm my worst enemy. The real me hates me. The real me ain't me. The real me hates me. I'm my worst enemy.
Alright, there's the slope.
After that first sip of Rockstar Energy. Early gigs, late night sessions. Power through anything with Rockstar Energy Original, Punched, or Pure Zero. Rockstar Original is the OG, and it always hits. Rockstar Punched will give you a serious kick of fruit flavor. Rockstar Pure Zero has all the taste and none of the sugar. Original, Punched, Pure Zero. Whatever flavor you're after, Rockstar has you covered.
Okay.
And now for a quick pump-up speech between your pump-up playlist. Listen up. You're not here to dilly-dally. You're here to make this gym your gym. To make treadmills tremble. Strike fear into the hearts of dumbbells. To engage your core, your glutes, your bis and your tris. And while you're flexing your quads, you could be flexing your savings by switching to Geico. Saving about $900 is so easy. You could do it between sets. Now dig deep.
It feels good to make gains. It feels good to Geico.
What if you could shop hot deals on the hottest tech? Save up to 50% on your favorite tech with incredible deals at the Best Buy Tech Fest sale. From big screen TVs that bring every show-stopping scene to life to small appliances that simplify your day. There are so many ways to save big. Don't wait. These deals won't last for long. Hurry, sale ends June 28th. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
These voices in my brain sound off like hand grenades. I guess they're here to stay.
Wait a second.
In my head again, panic setting in. These chemicals can't fix me now. Every now and then, smile and pretend that I'm better, but I'm still strong out. When the truth and the lies start to feel the same, can you trust when your heart starts to palpitate? There's a rush coming up like a hurricane that I can't explain. And it goes like, hey, these voices in my brain sound off like
Ah, yes.
Tell me why you gotta push so hard. Never learned the delicate art of shutting up or letting go. No, nobody ever told you no.
Oh.
You'll do anything to pull me in. Sharp words settle like a break on the back of my neck. You just won't quit. You twist the knife. It makes me sick. And I lose it. And you use it. Makes me itch. Can't do this anymore. No, I don't really care. I don't. It's not really fair. No, no, I won't let you in my head. Let you push me off the edge. No, I don't really care. I don't. It's not really fair. No, no, I won't let you in my head. Let you push me off the edge.
You have to promise not to tell anyone.
Secrets seem to find a way out the dark all the time. The dirty details that you never want brought to the light. If I tell you mine, then know that I'm walking the line. I can't say too much, I'm facing the edge of a knife. Money is the reason I traded my life. Running now, running, but I can't hide. Coming for the favor that he knows that I owe.
See, that should be the end of 22 there. I'll write all this down.
The cost of fame was just a small price to pay at the time.
What does it mean to be rich? At Edward Jones, we believe the key to being rich is knowing what counts. So maybe it's about celebrating today while planning with purpose for tomorrow. Your dedicated financial advisor helps you plan for what matters most, giving you the confidence to look forward to what's next. Let's find your rich together. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey Spotifyers, click or tap the banner to listen to new boots. Break them in, wear them out. Brought to you by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in
Leaves one
at once.
last
And while we can't
problem.
organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
That's how I broke my last mouse. Stop.
Now come frozen, blended icy cold with real fruit and green tea. They're the
Okay.
coolest way to refresh yourself. Try new frozen Sonic refreshers. Live cold, eat Sonic.
Each refresher contains approximately 45 milligrams of caffeine. Limited time offer at participating Sonic drive-ins.
My truth is heavy as I choke, complacent as I struggle to breathe. Your noose wrapped around my throat. Confession, never wanna be the nameless, the faceless, the godless, the racist, the helpless, the loveless, the voice of the faithless. I choose to sever all my suffering. Until then, I'm 10 seconds from panic. Hey, hey, I can't escape it. I'm 10 seconds from panic again. No, no, nothing could help me live through this. The memory of my sins. My truth is heavy as I choke, complacent as I struggle to breathe. Your noose wrapped around my throat. Confession, never wanna be the nameless, the faceless, the godless, the racist, the helpless, the loveless, the voice of the faithless. I choose to sever all my suffering. Until then, I'm 10 seconds from panic. Hey, hey, I can't escape it. I'm 10 seconds from panic again. No, no, nothing could help me live through this. The memory of my
Okay. I move it all around.
I can't escape it. I'm 10 seconds your image clean. Don't get drunk, don't cause a scene. But I fucked around, got all of these tattoos. Yeah, I walked a different path, but I never once looked back. You can sing for me, but don't you sing the blues. Don't sing the blues, blues, blues. Now don't you sing the blues. Don't sing the blues, blues, blues. Now don't you sing the blues. Don't sing the blues. I was ridiculous, young Icarus. I flew too close to the sun, but when I reminisce, that wickedness was the shit that kept me young. And every choice I made, I wouldn't trade all that for anyone. So don't you cry, cry, cry for me. And don't sing the blues, blues, blues. Now don't you sing the blues. Don't sing the blues.
All right. That was the final question. Using what? I just have to write it all down in notebook.
As I lie here in my grave, all my sins have washed away. Let me tell you from a dead man's point of view. Live your life, 'cause when it's done, you ain't got no other one. When they sing for you, don't let them sing the blues.
You know the sound. Another itchy dog scratching for relief. With Apoquel, the fast-acting treat-like chewable for allergic itch that's been prescribed to over 15 million dogs, things can sound a lot more like
Apoquel.
Ask your vet for Apoquel Chewable.
May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations, serious infections, or pre-existing cancers. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs under 12 months of age with serious infections or in breeding, pregnant, or lactating dogs. Visit apoqueldogs.com for full prescribing information.
March Mediation is a statewide nonprofit that provides free mediation services for eligible families in Missouri to resolve disputes, including custody, visitation, and financial support of children. When parents split up, it causes a lot of turmoil, especially when they were never married. March Mediation Services help parents and, most importantly, help do what's best for the children. To see if you are eligible for free services, go to marchmediation.org. That's marchmediation.org.
Our trip up the coast was
perfection.
With my Sapphire Preferred card, we earned 3 times the points on gas, online grocery, and dining.
It was amazing.
Chase Sapphire Preferred, the card that's preferred for a reason. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
I've been staying inside too much lately. Probably contributes to my anxiety. Doctor says I need to get more vitamin D, so I take a supplement 2 times a week. If you got inside my head, you'd see there's no point in going to therapy. At least that's what I tell myself, 'cause I don't need another purchase added to my monthly fees. I'm doing fine, alright, okay. Sun keeps coming up each day. See it through my window shades. It's alright, just passing time. I'll watch it fade. Can't do too much anyways. In this small town, it away. I'm
Doing fine.
I swear I'm doing. Am I really fine, or am I just really good at
Right. All of that. What an exciting adventure. About 18 problems of calculus, give or take. Oh yeah. Get me out of here.